So we're on the second day. I'm going to start that again. I'm fed up, I keep starting with so. Morning! Right, excuse the generator. It's a necessary evil because we've got the washing machine going at the moment. It's a beautiful sunny day. I don't know if you can see it really, but it is a really nice sunny day with rain forecast later on. So this morning we're going to chop some of this ivy down. Yes, we know we've been here before and the roof fell in. We're going to do it different this time. But this roof needs fixing. This side of it. Where's the ladder? Right. Sorry, I got halfway through that, so I don't know what I've said and what I haven't said. But Ozzy the dog, the lovely dog that comes round with Mary came past with some chutney. So the video had to be stopped for chutney. I don't know what I told you already. The roof is broken on the one side, the tin, like was on the other one, has all rotted through, so that's letting in all the water. We've got the joists from the kitchen, still sit out here, the good ones, and we need to be able to have them in the dry. And we obviously got the living room to start on relatively soon, so we'll have bits and pieces hopefully that we can save from there. So we need to clear this. Oh, and the plan is also to put the flexible solar panels on the roof, because obviously as the year goes on the sun doesn't climb quite as high and it's not really hitting the solar too much. So Ben's starting on that at the moment, and you can see him behind there, so that we can make space for the flexible panels to sit on the top. I always forget to look at the camera properly, so I'm sorry if my eyes go all over the place. And I've got Ben's mic on because I just realised I've flung mine in the washing machine with my coat. So it's now drying out on top of the fire. We were meant to not have decent microphones. So I'm going to get on doing what Ben's doing as well. We hope it's not going the other way. All we're going to do is cut it off rather than be pulling any that's attached to any of the roof. So hopefully it's just these overhanging bits so that we can see to fix the panels. And I'll come back and speak later. No pulling it off. We're on the second day. I'm going to start that again. I feel like I keep starting with so. Good afternoon. It's Friday afternoon. This is the second day of doing these sheds. Sorry, I made you dizzy. Call them sheds, they're outbuildings. Got to stop calling them a shed. It's because there will be a shed. And we got this one here. That's the one that we didn't know was there to begin with. I did do a video a while back, and then once we watched it back, we realised there was no sound for some reason. I don't know why. The microphones had gone off and there was no sound. So, don't know where the best way to show you around the back. Yeah, I walked through there, through the door. Oh, put my hand over the camera. Through the shed. The darkness. Ben's been doing this at the moment behind me so that we can try and get some new panels on there, because we've still got the panels from the shed that collapsed. We got all of those lent up against there, and they should be fine, just as a temporary patch it up, hopefully get us through the winter until we can sort it next year in the spring, because there's so much to do in the house. We don't really have the time to spare to do too much here. We just need to be able to use this outbuilding because of the roof caving in on the other outbuilding. The gazebo is fantastic and it has been just what we wanted it to be, but it probably won't last through the winter, I wouldn't have thought, with the winds. We had some high winds and rain the other day, which caused a little bit of a trouble with it. I can't remember if it's on a video or not. That's half in my head. Can you tell I'm not used to selfies and stuff? I don't know how to hold a camera for this. And the rain had sat in the top, broke a couple of the roof struts, so I got no really illusions that that's going to last through a winter. So we need to get this sorted at least so that we can use this, because at the moment it's storing the wood from the kitchen side partition bedroom partitions, but pretty soon we're going to run out of space, so we do need to be able to get that side sorted as well. So, oh, I've done it again. I want to turn the camera upside down and then I don't do it. Excuse this. No, that's not right. We'll go for that way. So we're going through here, out to here, and that's the back. That's where Ben's ladders are. And to give you some context of where we are, this is the big outbuilding that lost its roof. So that's that outbuilding, and then bring it around and I'm stood in the doorway of the connecting. See, this the bigger outbuilding has two gable ends. This one's flat roofed, but not sure it started out life as flat roofed, just because I'll take you back out here, or into here actually. Up there you can see where it's been taken down to this level, and then above is just blockwork, concrete blocks, to make it probably into the flat roof that it is at the moment. The farmer neighbours, he thinks that at some point in its life it probably was a double gable end, so that the gable end of the big building up there served as this building's gable end, with the other side being a gable end as well. But it looks like in the past it's gone from being a gable end to a flat roof, and hence the concrete blocks behind me there. And we're hoping that when we get to the ivy over there where Ben has been working, that we can make out maybe that it was a gable end. We shall see. Anyway, I'll take you back out of this building. So that's where we are, so you know where we are in context to everything. That's the lad behind me. This is the mess. It's a bit treacherous. There's a lot of rocks. There's just stones everywhere from where buildings have fallen, I suppose, and luckily nothing really gets thrown away. So there's plenty of stones for if we want to rebuild things. Right, so I come around this corner. I'm going to flip the camera around because it makes it a whole lot easier for me. So there we go. Right, this here, and you haven't seen this before, you should have done because I did film it all, but we couldn't use it. This is the base of this, what was a huge, huge tree. It looks like it's split into three, and then it goes up to there, all the way along there. Sorry, you're going to get blinded by the sun now. All the way across there to where that set of ladders are. And now I've got to try and climb up here without breaking my neck. And the tree continues. So that's where I've just come from. And it comes all the way along here. It was a massive, massive tree. Not sure what tree or when it fell, but it hit the farmer next door. He's building, so you can tell the scale of it. And it's into this surprise building because we don't really know what remains of this building other than this wall here that runs along there. The tree hit it there. Some of it's missing. It drops down onto there as well, and it runs along that way, but we don't know how far along just because there's so much brambles and nettles. What you got? You got a treasure.
Neck of an old bottle.
All right.
I think. Looks old.
Yeah, it does look old, doesn't it? Not exactly a treasure, but
No.
a piece of glass.
Yeah.
Want it back? Have your treasure back. So this is what we're doing, or what Ben's doing on this side. I'm not really doing anything constructive as such, other than clearing some brambles so that we've got access through via this side as well. I think luckily the other day when we had the winds and that, we had a quick wander down the land yesterday and we didn't really lose any trees, did we? Which we were surprised about.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, because there's some of them that almost touching the ground anyway, and that's probably why. Yeah, that one up there. We've got one up there that just doesn't really sway like a tree sways.
It rocks.
It rocks. Oh, there's an aeroplane up there. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. Yeah, look how blue the sky looks. People
Like alive.
coming back from holiday, going on holiday.
Uh,
Don't know. Could be going to...
Off to the States, I would think, that way.
Yeah?
Yeah.
There we go. And I did mention the other day that we haven't been skipping all of our stuff that we're cutting off. I will take you round and see the huge pile that at some point will have to be moved somewhere because it's sort of outside. But when we get the land cleared enough, this is our big pile. And it's not going on the skip. But it is huge. It will eventually drop down a little bit because that's not all what we did yesterday. That's on top of what we'd had done already. And it will decrease. And then once we get the land okay. Yes. Beautiful stones on this building. Huge, huge sandstones. And then we have another pile around here. Another pile. That was the ivy from the big outbuilding. Oh, it's quite watery here. And this is what it's like from here. We've managed to clear some bits and pieces. Such a shame with that big outbuilding with the roof going like it did. But you could see how, if I move along a bit more without sinking, the two gable ends, it's completely in line with each other, so you could see how it could have been another gable end over on this portion, so it had a roof that run all the way through. This one here you can't really tell. This is gable end, only goes to roughly about here, I'd say. But back in the day, that came all the way, almost all the way up to the gable end of our building with the missing roof. I'll have to see if I can get Ben to put the picture up, because like I said before about the people who lived here before as children, we've had one lady round a couple of times, and then another lady came the other day. Obviously won't name them unless I get permission, but she bought a photograph with her of an aerial picture, not really sure, maybe 40 odd years ago taken, not 100% sure. And it shows all the buildings all intact before we obviously came along and did that. But this one here, as it was, with its roof and the other part of its building intact. So I'll have to see if I can get Ben to flash that up on the video so you can get to see what it was like, because it's quite impressive. And I've said before about the Cassini maps, the old maps of Ireland. And I was looking at them again, I don't know if it was last night or this morning, but when you see this building here on the map, like, they're obviously not 100% accurate, but there will have been, I think, from what I can see on the map, a building of some description here, and possibly one over there somewhere as well. Not 100% sure, it might have been by the conker tree, with the one that I was saying was be over here. But there was a fair few buildings on this land. It's so overgrown. But everything's looking a little bit beige at the moment where that roof's gone. The house looks beige. The outbuildings look beige. Everything looks beige. Apart from a bit of green. Anyway. Bypass the man-made miniature pond. Well, not man-made actually. Although the divot was. It's quite wet land. But you can see the amount of dead and dying trees. Another aeroplane. Where's that one that sways? That's that side. Right, let's go back. It's nice ivy on this building. This one isn't ours, but we have asked if we can tidy it up a little bit. Because it's quite beautiful, even if it doesn't exist in its full anymore. Taken a load of pictures of that this morning because one of the stones fell out when we did have a high wind and rain inside, so just to be on the safe side I thought I'd take a load of close-up photos of that end so that if it does go I know where they go back when the time comes to sort it out. So I'll have to put it on the stand somewhere so I can carry on in there. I don't know where Ben is. Let's go and have a look. There he is. Hello.
You're like Rex, where he turns up and watches you.
Yeah. I mowed the other day after the tent went down. Ready, really, for the skip to come, unfortunately. So we're appreciating the space we have for the short space of time that we will have space by coming out here to do this. It's been a weird weather day today. It's been beautiful like this and then torrential rain in between and then it stops again. So we've been in and out like yo-yos doing this. We've got wet weather stuff on. As soon as we put the wet weather stuff on, the sun's out again. Yeah, this is the metal from the roofing from the bigger outbuilding. That hopefully we can somehow patch this so that we can keep this dry. We've got a lot of stones under this soil, but obviously the soil's just appeared from this. There's almost like a carpet of grass. Well, it is a carpet of grass on top of this roof, where it'll just grow anywhere really, won't it? But so much ivy. So that's us at the moment. There are plans to get the OSB down properly as well, but whilst it's nice, we thought we'd treat ourselves with actually having this look nice for a time until the skip comes, so we can get rid of all of that. So we can actually have an area again. And there we go. That's what we're up to at the moment. Don't know where Ben's gone. Disappeared around the corner. I'll get up on the ladder and show you up on the top. Hello.
Hello.
It looks like another garden up here,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Especially the other part.
Yeah. Wow. I wasn't expecting to see so much in the middle still.
Oh, it's tons.
The ivy hid it. It looked like it was
Just ivy.
just ivy, and it's really not. Look, it looks like it's grown its own garden up here.
Treetop garden.
Yeah.
Nice, like it.
But we've learnt from the last one. I think I said in the video that I started doing yesterday, not to pull the ivy
Oh,
or the brambles.
I've been good. The brambles are just in the roof. That's on it, matted in.
Yeah. No, I meant because you just prickled yourself with the bramble.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
But Ben's worked really hard because there was a lot of ivy. We will see in our older videos where it was. But at the moment it seems we've got that smallish patch there, but that huge patch right in the middle. And it's obviously not 100% stable, this roof, so it's a bit difficult to get to it. But there's this tree. I was trying to get through the brambles a little bit, but I think can't reach anymore. And I'm not 100% sure what this tree is propped on. To be on it too long. Goes down there. Don't know if it's attached to the wall or whether it's wedged by the wall. But there's just so many brambles. But even to the point where the reeds, rushes, rushes growing up on the top of the end of one of the parts of this tree. This tree was massive.
Huge.
I think I'll have to look, see if I can have a look on Google Street View, because I'm pretty sure
It was still up.
it was still up on Street View, so I'll have to have a look.
Might be.
So there we go. I'll have to put it down because otherwise I can't do anything. So I'm going to stop it for there, and maybe we'll pop back later and show you. Hopefully
That we've left a roof on it.
that we've left a roof on this one. Not that you'd know anyway from the ground because it's flat, so we
Yeah.
could lie and say, yeah, the roof's fine.
It's fine.
But we won't, because we're pretty open about the things that we do wrong. We don't hide it.
No.
We're learning. If in 10 years we're still making roofs fall in, then that's just
It's us.
stupidity and it's us. But we're putting it down to lack of knowledge at the moment, and we'll get better as we go along. Okay, maybe pop back later. Right, as per usual, the generator is going, just by way of change. Need the washing machine on. Yesterday, did some clearing, bended the roof like we were talking about in the other video that I did. So that's cleared and down now. And then I came out here yesterday evening and cleared a load of brambles to partially clear this top part that's behind the outbuildings. If I turn around, that's where I am. There's the outbuildings. There's the ladders where Ben sorted the roof, and then I just went along. Let me turn the camera around. Went along here, just clearing some brambles. All of this was completely, well, you couldn't get into here. Go back a bit and you can see. This was a tree that we got a chip and cut. We got the wood over there from the tree that was there, pushing in the wall of the outbuilding there. But all of this was all nettles and brambles. Couldn't get into it, so I thought I'd have a quick go of that yesterday evening. And cleared all the way down to there. Got this patch still to do, and this patch as well. But what I'm going to do today, from doing the brambles yesterday, where I cut them, they were falling into the ditch. This will need redigging back out again, because you can see it already filling. I've only dragged a few bits away, but that's starting to fill already, and that follows the land down this way. I'll show you. And cut all of these down. You can see how waterlogged this land is. That was just a hole, I think, from where the tractor came in, and then the ditch follows through there, all the way along there. I think there's water in this pot. Yeah. So I will get along there and rake all this out. Thought if I do bit by bit of this land, this is the portion really that we hope will come out and turn and show you. Where you've got the edge of this building, we thought it's like a nice, from the edge of the building all the way across, so it'll come here, come all the way across there to there. We could have that as a garden of sorts, and obviously it will look much nicer when the roof's back on that outbuilding. But that's a big enough plot as a private garden. Not private, they're not going to be big high fences up, but private as in part. That will be a domestic garden, if you like, and then the rest will be where we have animals and we do all the other bits and pieces that we want to do on the land. We've got a lot of tidying up before we get there, so at the moment maybe this part we might be able to tackle this year to make it more manageable beginning of next year. There's black currants, obviously brambles, but it would be nice to keep certain patches of them, clear the rest, get all of this cleared out and have this portion as a garden. But that's the plan anyway. But just for today, I'm just going to drag the bits of brambles out of the ditches that I cut yesterday. And then Ben's hurt his back a little bit, I think. We've just done so much, really, from moving here. We haven't stopped. The only actual proper full day off was when we went and got the car valeted. And this week we have had sort of some time off, but really it was some time off in between doing the kitchen joists and getting ready to start the living room. So we got the OSB to secure down. It is down, but it needs cutting so it fits in properly around the chimney breast, and then once that's done we'll be able to move boxes from the living room. But yeah, it was supposed to be a rest, but we've found bits to do. But it's actually been really, really nice to feel not the pressure to get something done, I suppose. Like, there is the pressure because we still need the living room side done, because at the moment it's not safe, so there is a pressure of sorts to get that done. But this week has been lovely, just to do all the little bits and pieces, have the time to do nice things, I was going to say, but anything we do is nice, because anything we do is making the house livable. So nice is the wrong word to use for the things we've been doing this week, and not for the things inside, but just different things, just to take a break off of doing the one thing and to come and do the other things that you wander around and you think, oh, still got that to do, that to do, that to do, that to do, and it's nice to tick off a few little bits and pieces that need doing, and then we will, once the OSB is secured down, we can get cracking on doing the living room, which will be lovely, because then we've got a whole house that we can safely use and move around. But I'm going to stick you down somewhere, not really sure where, because there's stuff everywhere, and you can just watch while I rake. I've already started, but then I got caught on a bramble and that made a mess, so I had to go and nip back in. So anyway, here we go. We'll turn you round. Oh, it's back again. And get on with that. There's a few more little bits I want to tackle with the hedge trimmer, but yeah, I mentioned Ben's hurt his back hurts today, but he's done a lot of work on top of the outbuilding roof the last couple of days, just to get the ivy cleared off of there so we can get some new panels, or recycle some of the old panels from the other outbuilding, to get that outbuilding dry, so we can use that as well as a gazebo, just in case the gazebo doesn't see us through much longer. Please excuse the generator. Should be getting electric hopefully in the next, don't know, maybe 5 weeks. Not sure, but it's coming. Been to Cavan today. We was meant to record it on the way, but we completely forgot to pick up an extra couple of batteries, leisure batteries, so we've got some more solar power to keep us going until we get the electric connected. We'll carry on even with the electric connected, we'll still have the solar, but it will be nice to not have to have the generator on for things like the washing machine, because it is a bit obnoxious. Just noise, constant noise. In a place that is so peaceful. And we've come and moved in, and we make loads of noise. Meant to buy another rake while I was out as well. The leaf rake. No, forgot. Get off! I was actually only supposed to clear some of the brambles last night so we could see this tree here. This one. Let's go back a bit. Because from the outbuildings, when we was doing that, it looks like it sways very strangely. And when I got closer, it looked like it was broken. So I had to clear the brambles to be able to see what was going on, see if it was going to fall. But it looks like it's just grown strangely. And that's the backside of that tree that's fallen. But here, when we cleared over here, that looks like a fallen tree as well. But also there's another tree growing out of it here, so I don't know, but it's interesting, it's exciting to start clearing, to see what you can find, what you see, what's here, and to see the real width of the land and what we actually do have here. I'll stick you back down once again. It's quite misty today. Can't really tell, but there is a lake through that area there. And since we cleared, well, since the roof fell off of that one, but since we cleared the ivy from the landing window, we can almost see the lake, which is really nice. Right, put your back down. There we go. I'll bring you around the other side in a minute when I get further around. Maybe I should put you over there. Bit wonky. How's that? It might sink. I'll put you back where you were. Try that. There we go. So the trouble is, where things have fallen, I think this one here is a hawthorn that's fallen, and then it's growing up from that stem down the bottom from where it's fallen on the ground, and there's just, it's all entwined with each other, so it's making it quite difficult. There was an ivy, that's what I've just cut. Ivy must have bought it down in the beginning. When I see all the brambles like this, I'm not 100% sure of the story of when I was little. My mum used to read us the little ladybird books. Trying to think whether it was Rapunzel and she was in the tower and the prince had to rescue her, but he had to go through brambles to get there, and that's what this reminds me of, all the brambles all over each other.